All right, we're back, and today we're going to be dealing with a different topic. We're going to be progressing. We just finished scales, so we're going to be talking about chords. Chords, chord, chords. What's a chord? A chord is a combination of three or more notes played together in harmony. It must be at least three notes. So if it's one note, you have a melody. It's called a melody. If there are two notes, it's called harmony. But when there are three notes, then it's called a chord, right? So we just finished talking about the diatonic scale. So the chords we're going to be dealing with are diatonic chords. That's chords that are derived from the diatonic scale. And the same way we derive the scale using a formula, we are also going to derive the chords using the formula. It's called the 1-3-5 formula. 1-3-5, right? So, excuse me. This is your one. To play the chord, you're going to omit the 2 and play the 3, omit the 4 and play the 5. According to number system, like we've discussed, your 1 is your C, the first note that makes the chord. That's the root note, the key of the entire music you're playing. And then this is your 2, then this is your 3, and this is your 4, this is your 5, and then 6, 7, 1. So you play the 1, you omit the 2, you play the 3, you omit the 4, you play the 5. Now that is the first chord, and this chord is called the C major chord. It's called the C major triad. It's C major. I'll explain why it's major, why we have majors and minors in future class, but for now, this is C major. Okay, so this is our chord 1 on the key of C. So to play the second chord, because we are deriving chords from the diatonic scale, and there are 7 tones in the diatonic scale. So we will derive each chord from each tone of the scale. So we just derive the chord from the first tone of the scale. Now the chord from the second tone of the scale will go this way. Play the second, omit the third, play the fourth, omit the fifth, play the sixth. So that's the chord 2, and this is a D minor chord. Like I said, I'm going to explain why major, why minor in a future class. So now on the third tone of the scale, we've derived the first chord on the first tone of the scale, derived the second, and now the third tone of the scale. So it's going to be 3, 5, 7, right? So we have that, and it's called an E minor chord. Then we derive the chord from the fourth tone of the scale. We're going to have 4, 6, 1. That's called an F major chord. Then from the fifth tone of the scale, we have 5, 7, 2, and that's called the fifth. That's the fifth chord, and that will be called G major. Then from the sixth tone of the scale, we play the 1, the 6, we omit the 7, we play the 1, we omit the 2, and play the 3, and that will be called your A minor triad. They're all triads. Why are they triads? The word triad is from the word 3, meaning they have 3 notes. So then from the 7th tone of the scale, you play the 7, omit the 1, play the 2, omit the 3, play the 4th, and then back to the 1. So that is it for introduction to chord formation. See you in the next lesson.